Hey guys, in this video we're going to be covering the side kick. This is an awesome kick that we use for a lot of different things and can be used at a lot of different angles. Generally, when we started out, we're going to start bladed to our target. Now, if this is your first time learning a side kick, you're going to be starting with what I call a defensive side kick. What that means is that we're dealing with somebody who's coming toward us and we're going to use our legs to defend us. Now, the reason we would want to use our legs is because our feet, our legs are longer than our hands. So we can keep a little bit more distance. Not only that, but our legs have very powerful muscles. Our arms are powerful, but not nearly as powerful as our legs. So if I'm defending myself against a big bad guy, I want to use legs first if I can. So here I am, and the bad guy's walking toward me. Maybe I'm just now noticing them. I look over, and maybe they're coming toward me with their fist up or something like that. I'm going to create some distance from them, but before I can strike them, they need to be within range. So right now, I can kind of hit them, but not with a whole lot of power. So I want them to be close enough that I can touch them with my fingertips. So when you're checking your range on the bags, or if you're working with a partner or something, just having your hand up there, reaching out, touching with those fingertips, that'll help you to learn to start gauging your distance from your target. All right, now you notice that I'm bladed toward my target here. When I'm bladed to my target, that means my toes are perpendicular, okay, to the center line of my target. All right, when I do this kick, a couple of things need to happen. First of all, my hands need to come up. I'm protecting this space, protecting my body with my elbows here, okay? The second thing that needs to happen, I need to have eyes on the target. Third thing that needs to happen, my knee comes up. Now, in some Korean martial arts, in some Taekwondo schools, they recommend that you bring your foot in first so that your knee comes beside your other knee. I don't recommend that because in a defensive situation, if I pull my knee back like this and then try to extend out, it's really easy for that person to rush in and jam my knee. And now I'm standing on one leg and they've got me pushed over. So instead, as your foot comes up, you're going to turn it sideways. It gets really difficult to do that if you don't pivot your foot. So when you do this, you're going to chamber your knee. That means lifting it and preparing for the kick. The knee comes up and your foot starts to turn out. So this bottom leg has to pivot. You want to point the heel of the kicking leg. I'm going to use Mr. Mikey here for balance. You want to point the heel of the kicking leg towards your target and the heel of the non-kicking leg, the supporting leg, towards your target. Now it's a little bit difficult to tell in these pants, but my knee of the supporting leg is bent so that I'm not damaging my knee. I don't want to lock my knee out here because then I lose balance and I can damage that knee. Let me face towards you and show you that same chamber. So I'm lifting this knee, turning the foot out, and pivoting the bottom leg. Boom. Now you'll notice that in order to look at the camera here, I'm having to look over my shoulder. When I finish this kick, I should have great alignment between my eyeball, my shoulder, my hip, my knee, and my heel. Now you won't see that yet because I haven't extended the kick, but once I extend the kick, there should be one straight line all the way down. Now I bring it back in and I set it down. That's your chamber for the side kick. You'll also notice that whenever I chamber, my knee ends up in front of my body, okay? Now my hands are going to be up here. You can do a cross block with this, or you can keep your hands up. I don't want you to throw your hands out to keep your balance. Instead, I want you to stay in that guarded position. Okay, so now I've checked my distance. I'm lifting my knee, pivoting my foot. Now, when I extend out, the temptation is to hit with the center of my foot, okay? Kind of the middle of the arch here. That's where we think about hitting, where it's most comfortable to hit. But what we actually want to do is hit with the bottom of our heel. That reduces the surface area, plus you get better mechanical alignment through your bone structure. So when I strike, I'm not hitting toes or the ball of the foot here. I'm not hitting center of the foot. I'm actually driving my heel through the target. So, especially when you're dealing with a small target, your toes are going to kind of hang off the edge here, okay? You don't want to hang off the edge too much because then you kind of miss. But you also don't want to hit here in the center. So, the full kick, the chamber happens, I extend out, bring it back, and set it down. Now, one super important thing that you'll notice is as I do this kick, I have to rechamber, not just slide down toward the target. I want to make sure that my kick extends, and then I pull it back and set it down. For a defensive purpose, if this person is coming toward me and I hit them maybe in the side of the knee or in the hip here to stop them, boom. I don't want to fall toward them now. Instead, I want to go away from them. So I'm going to kick, boom, and then start leaving as fast as I can toward the nearest exit. In a sparring scenario, I may kick, rechamber, and then move in for some other technique. But I don't want to do that on their time. I want to do it on my time. So what I mean is I want to kick, rechamber, and then decide if I want to move in or move away. So always rechamber your side kick. This happens pretty quickly. And you notice I can move away if I want to very, very quickly. All right, so key things here. Make sure that you bring that knee up nice and high. Pivot the foot. Point your heel at the target, not your toes. Extend out. Rechamber. And bring it back down. All right, guys, make sure you practice that at home. A great way to do this is to find a table or the back of a chair where you can practice leaning over, pivoting that foot, extending out, bringing it back. Extend out, bring it back. Extend out, bring it back. Over and over and over until you get that extension. All right, guys, there's your side kick. Keep training, keep growing. We'll see you in the next one.